Come on, Fitzy.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is 11 a.m. Central European Time. It is the 12th of July, and we have a Friday show. By that, I mean we've got something a bit different to normal. We normally look at Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum in the usual crowd. Today, we're going to have a look at Deepin, the Paxos case. With the SEC, we're going to have a look at Sonic, which is a layer 2. We're going to look at a DNS attack. We're going to look at Mother, which is the Iggy Azalea coin. What do we think of it? Well, you're probably going to know what I'm going to think of that. And then obviously we've got the $330,000 Bitcoin price. Again, ridiculous targets. If you are new here, smash the like button, give us a follow. 146,000. We're nearly at 150,000. We're nearly there. The title will come throughout the show. You'll realise why today is called Archimon. And of course, nothing would be a stream without the people that come into chat every day and give us a follow and watch. So good morning to Hidden Agendas, Velvet Rope and Mags. Welcome to the stream. We have a poll today. Can England beat Spain on Sunday? 50-50. That's the poll so far. Not many people have voted yet to start the stream. 50-50. Can England beat Spain on Sunday? Let me know in chat what you think. Again, one thing to bear in mind. We are crabbing like anything. And what happens when we crab? I've said it on Telegram today. There's lethargy. People just get disinterested. And we can see that in the chat. We normally get anywhere between 6,000 and 8,000 views on our streams on a daily basis. The last 3 or 4 days, that number has been 3,000 to 4,000. It is clear as day that this is really shaking people out. It's really getting rid of people at the minute. So if you are watching, you are a true degen, because most people are sleeping, most people are on holiday. Most people have just given up at the moment. Good morning to Chris. Welcome back to the stream. Should we get on? England can win, but Spain is playing better. I think the problem is England have been so bad that I don't think we can keep playing worse. We've got the best player, allegedly, the best player in Germany, the best player in England, and the best player in Spain, and we can't string 10 passes together. So that seems to be the problem for me. Where are we then? Bitcoin is at 57.3. We are down, what were we, about 58,000. We have our targets to look at. We have our Bitcoin chart in a minute. We got to 59,000. We got rejected. We came back down. The Oracle said last night, and if nobody watched him, and I know none of you did, he said we were going to come down and touch 56. I think he said 56.3 or 56.4. And I said, we're never going to go below 57,000. And what did we do? We came down to 56.450, I think. So he nailed that. And his next targets are a lot higher than where we are now. Good morning, Gianni and Reza and Solo Sky. Welcome. It is a Friday. Because it's a Friday, I am not going to really race through the show today. I'm tired. I'm really tired this week. The heat is cranking up. It was like 28 degrees last night, so I am not in full. I'm not in fine fettle, as they would say about a horse. I'm not quite sure whether they'd put me down, but I'm not quite there yet. So Ethereum, again, nearly 3,100. That's not really moved. BNB hasn't really moved. Solana's had a bit of a chunk to the downside, down to $136. These are not things to worry about. If you are dollar cost averaging in Solana, maybe dollar cost average in another 5% today to get those prices. 24-hour gainers and losers. Let's see. Maker, Mantra, Aave, XRP. It's unusual to see XRP up there, to be honest. Safe, Near Protocol are all doing incredibly well. As I like to tell you, I top up my different pots. I bought some more Ondo today. I was waiting for it to dip below $1. I think I got it at 96 cents. So I bought some more Ondo today. Not a lot, but I'm building up a bag of Ondo. I have a certain number in mind. I've been topping up Near as well. They've been the two that I've been buying. Mantra on Arm is my next target, but I haven't started on that yet. Bonk is down. Good time to get into Bonk. Render, Athena, Brett, Pepe. There's a lot of meme coins in the bottom 20 here. Again, nothing to worry about. There we go. Ondo, I got it 95 cents this morning. Very happy about that. I do think it's going to have a cracking run. $1.3 billion market cap, and it's partnered with BlackRock. I'll leave that there. Pyth Network at 28 cents is an absolute steal. I don't hold Pyth. I'm not going to hold everything. I hold Chainlink, but Pyth at that price is exceptional. They are now, I think they're on 70 blockchains, 77 blockchains, something like that. Doing incredibly well. So quite a few gainers and losers today. But again, I'm just getting the feeling that we're just waiting for something, and we're in a real rut. So we are. We don't have overly bearish news. We don't have overly positive news. The German dumping is nearly over. I think they've got a little bit left. We're going to show you how much in a minute. But the ETFs are just buying up all the supply. So we're just in one of these choppy ranges. This was the news that came in. The CPI, actual 3%, prior 3.3, estimated 3.1. Bullish news. I think next month inflation, of course, the way it's looking anyway, it'll be below 3%. A rate cut is going to happen. It is going to happen, and that is going to open the floodgates. Trust me. Another thing that happened yesterday, the stock market came down from all-time highs. That wasn't a good sign. But again, we've held at 57,000. The Germans then now only hold $300 million worth of Bitcoin. They have less than 5,000 Bitcoin. They had 50,000 to start with. They have dumped 45,000 Bitcoin on the market. And they really have suppressed everything. Good morning, Peter. They've really suppressed everything. And it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. In years to come, I've said this before, in years to come, we will look back on this as incredible decision to sell 50,000 Bitcoin when they could quite easily have just put it into their own treasury. Now then, Farside Investors website have added the Spot Ethereum ETF tracker. The Spot Ethereum ETF is happening. Do you remember when this was happening with Bitcoin? We were talking about it being added to, I think it was BlackRock's website. It was being added to Fidelity's website. Think of it this way. Nobody comes along, sits down at a computer, creates a hyperlink, and adds all of the information about the Ethereum ETF to a website by chance. Somebody triggered this. It is going to be announced. I told you on Tuesday that we were longing Bitcoin from 54.4 and we were longing Ethereum. I don't know what price we longed Ethereum at, 3,040, I think. We're longing them. Why? Because the Germans are going to finish selling. Mt. Gox is out and about. The Ethereum ETF is going to pump the markets. So Bitcoin is going to come back from 54.4. Ethereum, 3,400 maybe, 3,600. Our sell, take profit is at 4,000. So we're fairly bullish over the next week or so on those two, at least those two. We are also bullish on Solana at these prices. The Solana ETF is next. We know that the ETF goes live and then the big boys pile in. It's happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin went live, they piled into the Ethereum ETF. The Ethereum ETF is going to go live within the next 10 days. Guess what? They're going to pile into Solana. $200 for Solana is going to be a steal at some point in the very near future. I am not telling you this based on vested interests on my behalf. I'm telling you because this is what is going to happen. It is the FOMO. It is the speculation on what's going to happen. So this, again, bullish news. It's a Friday. I know I don't sound bullish, but I also am super tired. Right then. Now, I'm bringing this up because I think it's utterly ridiculous. Okay? Why is this ridiculous? Because they're making geeks fight each other. It's like going back in Roman times and getting the little sticky people to fight each other. I just think it's ridiculous. And they're building this up as some kind of major event. And it's middle-aged, chubby men fighting each other. It's cocky little 20-year-olds fighting each other. And I don't know where this has come from. And they seem to be every month now that these crypto influencers are fighting each other. And you listen to Crypto Zaros, and he mentions it on every stream. Ben Armstrong went in and fought somebody, and they had I mean, come on. I mean, is this really what we're down to? Are we going to start having paintball fights? It's just ridiculous. And finally, because it's a Friday, we've got one of our usual videos. That wind is the wind of capitulation. It's the crashes to 53,000. You are a little dog. All you have to do is stand there and not move. Don't let that wind blow you down. You are a fluffy little cloud. This is my message today. You're a fluffy little cloud. That wind will pass. Okay? And then you are going to see 60, 65, 80, $85,000 Bitcoin. And all of your altcoins are going to skyrocket. And you will be called Warren Buffett. So be a fluffy little cloud and sit there and face the rain, face the wind head on. That's all you've got to do. All you've got to do. It's a matter of patience. Remember, stock markets are about separating money from the impatient and giving it to the patient. Markets take a long time to move. No, Emil, there's nothing happening, Peter. There is nothing happening. It's dreadful. Our metrics for our viewership over the last 4 days, shocking. People have capitulated. I think you are right, Mike. Stick to Sol, ETH and Bitcoin. The rest of the coins are risky and not moving. I think I changed my stance probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. My stance was Bitcoin and Ethereum. And now I've put Solana into the mix simply because Solana is going to get an ETF. And that's institutional money. I did, however, pull up Altcoin Daily yesterday because he put in, he put a tweet out saying $4,000 Ethereum means $5,000 Solana. He didn't quite say it like that, but he basically was saying that Solana could go to $5,000. And I called him irresponsible because it's irresponsible. It is irresponsible for me or him or anybody else to tell you that Solana is going to go to $5,000. No time frame, no metrics, just a number. Anybody can do that. I could sit here all day and talk for an hour about how Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million without any foundation. It's irresponsible. You have to take your position responsibly, and that is to be as honest as you can be. I'm going to be wrong 60% of the time, but it doesn't matter whether I'm wrong or not. I'm not telling you from a place of vested interest. This is good news. The dollar, the DXY has broken down. We haven't just broken down, we have broken below the bull market support band. Now this, one swallow doesn't make a summer. We need to come a lot further down. We probably need to come down to around, let's put some lines in, Let's look for our previous level of support. That looks like a decent level of support, somewhere around this area here, I would say, which is about 102.8. That's another 2% move down for the DXY. If the DXY comes down, it's massively bullish for Bitcoin. I have been keeping an eye on it since we were heading up here, and I said we were getting to a point where we needed to break down, which we are doing, and this is positive. This is good news for Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin needs, it's like the strong man, and Bitcoin is that massive, great big truck. And that little man at the front with the chunky legs, he's got to try and pull that truck. And the hardest part is getting it to move. But once it moves, it moves. And at the minute, we are stuck at 57 to 59,000, and it ain't budging. And Germany is suppressing it. The ETFs are on the other side buying it all up. At some point, the ETFs are going to have more money than Germany has to sell. Very simple. Now then, again, another indicator that the alts might do well over the next 3 or 4 weeks is that Bitcoin dominance has started to come down. I would like to point out that this is starting to look like lower highs. But I'd also like to point out that it's putting in higher lows. Now that normally means some kind of movement like that. So although we're down below 55%, remember when we were looking at this at the end of June, we were up at 56%. So that 1.5% move is quite massive, really. So Bitcoin was 56% of the market, now it's 54.5. That is a big move, okay? Is it going to keep breaking down? No. What I think we're going to do, as we've done here and we've done here, we are probably going to bounce. And that would tie in with this move. And again, if Ethereum does get approved and Ethereum does start to really rip, maybe we do see this kind of action. But I think we're in for a move on Bitcoin. I think it's going to happen. And like I say, one of the titles on one of the streams today is that $44,000 Bitcoin. Is it going to happen? Mikey Brereton that keeps coming into chat, he keeps telling me we're going to 42,000. I don't think we're going to go that low, but I do think that we still have it on the cards. And it will take bad news to get us down there. And that bad news could be a stock market correction to the downside. And that could bring us down. But we'll look at the chart in a minute. We're going to go and have a look at yet another Moon Boy targets. Again, I'm caught with these kind of price targets because my personal price target is about $200,000 to $240,000, and this isn't too far away from that. It is a lot higher, but it's not $1 million. It's not $500,000. So it is possible, but the percentage chance of it hitting this is very slim, in my opinion. Institutions are buying as Bitcoin dips under $60,000. We know. So Arson remains unfazed by the recent dip in Bitcoin's price, predicting a rebound to $330,000 in the current bull cycle, as long as it doesn't say the end of this year. Smart money, institutional investors, market experts, and other financial professionals have accumulated Bitcoin during its dip because the dip is nothing new, he noted, while referring to Bitcoin's previous bull cycles, which occurred every 4 years and witnessed explosive price growth. Now, again, one thing that I find fault with all of these experts is they say, well, XRP did an 800% pump in the last bull run. It will do it this bull run. You're not taking into account the market cap. Saying that something can do a 10x from $1 billion to $10 billion is a lot easier than saying Bitcoin is going to go from 1.2 trillion to 12 trillion. Because believe it or not, there's a lot more zeros involved. And it's not as easy as that. It's not how it works. And that's my biggest bugbear with a lot of these people that draw charts. Bitcoin's first bull cycle in 2012, we saw a 9,000% pump. Then we saw 3,000 and 1,200% pumps. So 30x, 12x, and a 90x. At a time when Bitcoin was worth relatively nothing. Now, the question then is, again, he's suggesting a 450% price increase. I'm suggesting a 400% price increase from the halving. So we're not that far away, but we need to start moving. By the end of this year, I think we should be somewhere near $85,000. And if we are, we go into next year with a chance of getting to 200,000, in my opinion. The news I gave you yesterday or the day before about Goldman Sachs moving into real world assets, the news I gave you about Goldman Sachs and a few others not starting to sell yet. If those things transpire over the next year and we see an even more bullish scenario from TradFi, then we're easily going to hit $300,000 or $400,000. But it hasn't happened. So that's speculation rather than basing it on previous patterns. It's speculation, in my opinion. So Mt. Gox, we know about Germany. Everybody's buying the dip. But look at the inflows. The inflows are huge into Bitcoin. And, you know, second place there is Solana. Third place is Ethereum. You know, you're seeing nothing going into any other asset. I mean, they are the big three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. That's where you want to be hedging your bets, really. As I said yesterday, your bags should be packed. You know, we were doing the football comparison. You need to have the spine of your team. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. You're never going to win a football match with a right back and a left winger. You're never going to win. You're never going to win holding Brett and Bonk on their own. You need a portfolio, and that portfolio has to be predominantly the biggest moving and the biggest market cap assets: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Yes, they're only going to do 3 to 10x, but it's a 300% profit. It's a 1,000% profit. If Solana goes to $1,100, $1,200, it's nearly a 10x. So I don't know what people expect from these coins, but if you go to the other end of the scale, you're going to have to get 10 tiny microcap coins and hope that one of them explodes. That sounds like gambling to me. That's like betting on every horse in a race. So do I think he's going to hit 330,000? I think based on what his argument is, he's got a very good argument, and I'll agree with him. Based on his statistics, I think we could see it. Marcus Thielen, he predicts that Bitcoin will drop towards 50,000 in the coming weeks due to a double top formation. Double tops are considered bearish reversal patterns. That is the threat of getting us to $44,000. In fact, it's on his chart there. Michael van der Pop, founder of MN Capital, I think he was the guy that sold his Bitcoin, didn't he? He sold his Bitcoin and bought all of the Ethereum layer 2s. He predicts we could go to 52.8. Again, all of those numbers are on our charts, pretty much. I think we can go to 52-ish. 44,000 is down here. That was the previous area. We don't need to put another line in. We've kind of got the line there. So 44,000 is this huge area here. That's where people predict we will go to in a really bearish scenario. We are, double top, the M pattern that we've talked about is there. We need to break this. And I do think the Ethereum ETF is going to be what breaks it. If we want to seriously play and get back in the game, we need to get over 60,000. And then we need to get back over 65,000. So anything below 60,000 at the minute is playing around. Yesterday we got to 59,000. We're still playing in the sand. 60,000, 65,000, get above and hold, we're good. At the other end of the scale, we need to be holding this range here, this 51 to 52,000. Oops, that went terribly wrong. This just looks like that, in my opinion. And we're having these mini relief rallies. This is the bearish case, by the way, that I'm giving you now. So let's see what happens when Germany stops selling. Let's see what happens today and early next week with the Ethereum ETF news. Let's see if that brings us some relief. We're not really, we're a week away from these levels. We're also a week away from these levels. And like I said, when the market is as boring as it is now, what tends to happen is that people just lose interest and leave. It's very simple. Market cap is best to determine how high a movement of a coin can go. Yeah, 54 might not break. It's you know what? Again, we're fighting at different levels. We've got this level here, which is the 56.4 level. Well, that's where Brogan predicted would come to. I've already got it on my chart. We wicked down exactly to the 56.4 level. That's already in the chart, and we touched it yesterday. So again, we aren't some kind of mystic megs over here. We don't have magic balls. We haven't got the Eye of Sauron. We can't see into the future. We're just basing it on previous price action. We came down to 56.4 and we've bounced. The question is, when we open this afternoon, are we going to go through it? Are we going to come down to 51, 52? Or are we going to hold it and move back up? It will be okay come December this year. Most coins will go heaps higher. Again, the end of this year is going to be a good end to the year. And again, look at what I showed you yesterday. Every red June in history has been followed by a green July. A green July is north of $60,000. And we're basing this on 14 years worth of Bitcoin price action. So based on that, we know what we haven't turned on the moon phase for a while. I don't know whether we should do that. Well, that's never good. Actually, you know what? It isn't too bad. So on a positive moon phase, we normally go up. On a negative moon phase, we go down, and they've both played out. So the moon phases, by the way, are still here. I'm just not going to include them every stream because people are going to think I'm some kind of conspiracy theorist, and that is not what I want to do. Now, deep in, again, I'm going to try and introduce this term more often because again, it's going to be a buzzword. DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure network. We talked yesterday about it, or the day before. All the days are merging into one. Why am I covering it again? Because what this article talks about is what I was saying 2 or 3 days ago, and that is infrastructure for data centers already exists. They existed 30 years ago. The internet introduced these data centers. If you're going to build rendering, if you're going to build AI nodes, if you're going to build anything else that revolves around AI, you're going to need data centers. There's no point reinventing the wheel. Your mobile phone, your laptop is and can be part of a decentralized infrastructure. Think about all of those different screensavers that you used to get in the past. You know, the medical one, then there was one for someone like NASA, where you would help analyze genomes, or you'd help analyze star maps, whatever it might be. They were all decentralized networks. So it's not a new term. It just sounds cool. You have to read underneath. Oh, wow, DePIN, that sounds really fancy. We've already got it. It's already here. So William Peckham, Chief Business Officer of Aiphone, which I've never heard of. The idea of a decentralized internet isn't new. Projects like Hyphanet and Tor were early attempts to create decentralized networks. More recently, initiatives such as IPFs, interplanetary file systems, and Filecoin have emerged. Again, Filecoin, I forgot to mention that. Storage. Storage is another massive business. Blockchains require storage. All of those transactions get stored in blocks. Where does that get stored? So Filecoin, I believe, has partnered with some of the major blockchains. I think Solana has partnered with Filecoin. AVAX maybe has partnered with Filecoin. Anyway, so a couple of the big ones have. The hurdle has been the need for widespread physical infrastructure, servers, routers, high bandwidth. But we've already got that. We've already got that. It's already in place. What's often overlooked is the network that we already have access to, one that could provide the backbone. Best of all, we don't need to look beyond the devices in our pockets. Not sure I'm going down this route with him, but we'll go there. Decentralized physical infrastructure networks depends on blockchain-based data management systems that are alternatives to the existing architecture. Despite their differences, they still provide comparable results for essential services like computing power and real-world information. Now, again, the advent of the cloud from Google, from Amazon, from Microsoft, what has that done to existing data centers? It's made them redundant because people can get cheaper from Google, cheaper from Microsoft, cheaper from Amazon. So a lot of these data centers are now looking for other sources of business. This falls into their hands. You know, render. You've got rack space that you've bought for 10 years, but you're now using the Google Cloud. You can put GPUs in there and connect it up to render. You can use IONET. You can use any one of these, Filecoin, stick a load of hard drives in. So there is opportunities there to get involved with this. I'm not going to go down the mobile phone route. Instead of making potential users buy new hardware, what if we utilize the processing power and decentralized infrastructure that most people already carry in their pockets? I'm not going to go down there. As far as I'm concerned, we shouldn't be looking at phones. We should be looking at existing data centers. That is where DePIN is going to be a success. Again, I mean, look at the market, 3.5 trillion by 2028. Remember what I say all the time. Look at what's going to make money in 5 years' time. What's going to make money? The blockchains themselves will make money. Anything connected to real-world assets is going to make money. Exchanges and decentralized exchanges are going to make money. DePIN is going to make money. So if you're going to buy a coin called the Trump hat, it's not going to make any money, is it? It's just hype. There's no foundation. It's built on sand. DePIN projects that already exist, such as the IONET one, or we can look at others, but the point of the matter is they already exist. They're going to make money. And if you look at Fetch and Singularity and Oceans, they've combined. And what do? They have decentralized nodes. Those decentralized nodes sit on hardware that is distributed around the world. That requires data centers, that requires DeepIn, AI and DeepIn go hand in hand. It's all there. It just needs to be connected up properly and people need to switch across. So think of it that way. Tariq, welcome to the show. The crypto bubble. The crypto bubble. I'll have a look. I tell you what, I'll have a look at that at the end of the show. I think I know what you mean. Now, I don't think we've got anything for this. We've got a couple of articles, and then we've got 2 more charts to show you, and then we will have a look at the crypto bubbles. Now, let me just explain how serious this is. The SEC has ended the probe into Paxos. No action on the BUSD stablecoin. Now, again, why has this been stopped? Because the Democrats have told them to stop. Why is this so serious? Because the SEC ruined a $20 billion business by carrying out this probe. They forced Paxos to cease the minting of BUSD. BUSD then had to redeem everybody, and it shut down the business by probing it. This is an overreach. This should not have been allowed, and it should never have happened. Why did they do it? They did it because BUSD wasn't under the control of the American government. USDT, based in America. USDC, based in America. TrueUSD, based in America. BUSD wasn't based in America. It was minted in America, but it was under the control or the ownership of a non-US based business, which I'm not going to mention the name of. So, why were they allowed to do this? So BSU supply has all but evaporated. Paxos has publicly maintained that stablecoin was not a security and promised to fight the SEC. Paxos Trust Company has always maintained its US-backed stablecoins are not securities under federal securities laws, and that the Wells notice was unwarranted and unjustified. Now, this is the other thing. 2 weeks after the BUSD attack by the SEC, Paxos issued PayPal USD. Where are PayPal based? In America. It's morally wrong to have done what they have done. Morally, they shouldn't have gone anywhere near this. How can you shut down one stablecoin and then allow PayPal to have their stablecoin issued within 2 weeks and not go after them as well? Morally wrong. Ruined a very good business. Ruined it because it's not based in America. Paxos are now free to go and mint as many of these stable coins as they want. Paxos, remember what it does. If there are $10 billion in a stable coin, Paxos will hold $10 billion in gilt bonds and whatever else, treasuries from the US government. They're backed 1 for 1. They're not going to depeg. It's not like Terra and Luna, for example. It's just not. So, again, another example of corruption at the highest level. The highest level. And it should not have been allowed. But there you go. And of course, they end the investigation when BUSD no longer really exists. That's the problem. Right then, let's move on. Let us move on to how Solana L2 Sonic is bringing more games to users through EVM Edition. EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, it connects other blockchains to the Ethereum chain. I had never heard of Sonic, to be honest, before this article. That's why I put it in. It's a Friday. We look at things that are a bit different on a Friday. Solana doesn't need layer 2s because it's sufficiently fast. It doesn't need it. I mean, the reason we've got layer 2s on Ethereum is so slow. The reason we have layer 2s on Bitcoin is it's so slow. Solana doesn't need layer 2s, although they are starting to exist. So gaming-focused Sonic expands its reach with EVM compatibility. Remember, adoption, regulation, and the third one that we've added recently, interoperability. Interoperability. We have, at the minute, 200 different spiders webs. Interoperability connects all of those different spiders webs together to make one great big web. That's what it's all about. We want Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, AVAX, Cardano, the layer 2s on Ethereum. We want them all to be connected. We want stable coins to go seamlessly across the different chains. We want NFTs to move seamlessly across the different chains because that's how we win at retail. That's how we get retail involved. We want to see MetaMask, Phantom, Solflare, Trust Wallets. We want all of them to have all the blockchains and not bother people with, do you want to go through a wormhole? Do you want to port your coins over? Nobody cares. Just send my $100 over there so I can play that game. That's all we want, okay? Every week that we talk on this channel, we talk about all of these different things, the AG layer, we talk about Chainlink, we talk about on and off ramps. Every week that goes by, we become more interoperable. It's not a black and white situation. We spoke yesterday as well about Ton Chain connecting up through to the AG layer, which is powered by Polygon, layer 2 on Ethereum. It's all about interoperability. Now, I've never heard of Sonic, as I've said. Sonic is a gaming-focused layer 2 roll-up built on Solana, launched in March 2024 with a vision of unlocking new experiences. Never heard of it. And that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I just mean I've never heard of it. Sonic is acting on its promise to bring more games to users. On July the 11th, Thursday, a press release, the project disclosed that it would integrate Neon EVM, a solution built to allow Solana projects to support EVM dApps. According to Sonic CEO Chris Zhu, this move promises to bolster the ecosystem by luring Ethereum developers and games looking to tap into the budding user base on Solana. Exactly. If you have a game and you want the most people to play it, you want it on all the blockchains. It's simple. If you have a game and you release it on the PlayStation, but you don't release it on the Xbox, you're losing 40% of your audience. You want a game on every handheld device. You want a game on a PC, a Mac, Xbox, PlayStation. It's the same in crypto. You want it on Ethereum layer 2s, you want it on Wax, you want it on Blazelle, you want it on Sui, you want it on Solana. It's just how it works. Our effort is to expand the Solana gaming ecosystem. It's not limited to the SVM, which is the Solana virtual machine. With Neon Stack, we're able to onboard Web3 games built on EVMs and bring them to the Solana ecosystem. This is a good move by Solana. The testnet went live on June the 19th with a campaign called Sonic Odyssey, giving users a glimpse of what the network could do through quests and ecosystem games. The network has registered 19 million wallet addresses. Gee, they're big numbers. Sonic has yet to go live. Again, very similar to Mantra. Mantra has massive potential. It's not live. Sonic, again, what we're reading here, massive potential. Guess what? It's not live. And it does have competition. Immutable X, I hold a small amount of that. Polygon, I'm massively bullish on. And Ronin, I've never really had anything to do with and never held the token. So, again, massively bullish news. Don't fade Solana. Everything's coming to Solana. Remember, Ethereum is going to be traditional finance's way into the blockchain because it is there, it is solid, and they don't mind paying the fees. Solana is going to be the retail blockchain. That's where your mum, your gran, your aunt, your uncle, they're all going to go to Solana because Solana is going to be the retail blockchain. That's how it's going, in my opinion, of course. USDC and BUSD differing a lot, yeah. So let's move on. DeFi apps targeted in apparent square. Oh, right, yeah, I remember this one. So the DNS registry was attacked. Now, this is yet another warning to you. DeFi apps have been targeted by a domain hijacker who may have discovered an exploit in Squarespace's registry system, Blockade has said. Now, again, this is the worry of not just being outside of your exchange, but being outside of your exchange on the internet, on a web app, rather than on your mobile phone. If you're on your mobile phone and you download the exchange that you're on at the minute, and you download, make sure it's obviously the correct one, and you log in every day and you have nothing to worry about. You log into that exchange and then the exchange has the problem of being attacked. You don't. With this, imagine we were going to dupe.ag to go and do a transaction on Jupiter. If that website address and the DNS attached to that website address was changed to go to another website, it would ask you to connect your wallet to it. Of course, you're going to connect your wallet to it because that's what you do. The browser security, so your wallet security is going to be fooled because it's coming from the correct domain name. And you're going to get drained. And it's as simple as that. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And it's one of these black swan, once in a blue moon things. The attacker has taken control of the DNS registry for Compound Finance and has attempted but failed to take control of Seller Network's registry. After an investigation, Blockade concluded that the attacker is targeting domain names provided by SquarePay. Can't even say that word. Let's just call them Square. Potentially putting any DeFi app at risk. Now, this has been solved as far as I'm aware, but it is going to happen next week or next month or the month after or whatever. You just have to be careful. But look at the domains that could have been affected. Pendle Finance, huge. DYDX, also huge. Don't really know too much about Nirvana or Satoshi or Polymarket. Looks Rare, I think, sent me a message saying that there was a problem. And MetaMask, and again with Phantom and MetaMask, when you have a day zero attack like this, everybody plays catch up. Whereas if you click on the wrong link on Google, for example, those MetaMask and Phantom wallets will know it's a fake website and it will tell you don't connect. With a day zero attack on a domain name, they don't have that information to hand. There is a delay 3, 6, 9 hours. That's when you're going to get caught out. And there isn't really a way around it other than using a ledger where you physically detach your wallet from your computer when you're not using it. That's the safest play. Obviously, the other safest play is to have your money on your exchange and then send your play money to your DeFi wallet, your non-custodial wallet. So just be aware, sometimes you can get caught for no reason whatsoever, and you can get caught out, and there's not a lot you can do about it. So the best thing to do is to try and limit the exposure of your wealth to these types of attacks, because like I said, sometimes, an aeroplane could fall out of the sky tomorrow and land on your head. There's nothing you can do to prepare for that. Those kind of freak accidents happen in crypto at the same time. Now then, I don't think I've ever really talked about Iggy Azalea and Mothercoin before, simply because I find them to be abhorrent. I think they are cash grabs. I think they are playing off their brand and off their name, and you get screwed left, right and centre every time. Now, there's a couple of exceptions, but again, if 99% of them are scams and 1% of them happen to be legitimate, I'm still not going to come in here and say anything other than they're scams, because you've only got a 1% chance of being successful. The rest of them are just junk, and we've covered them on here. Drake had one. Hulk Hogan claimed he was hacked. We've said this before. Iggy Azalea is a really interesting character. And the reason she's really interesting is she actually knows about crypto. She actually knows what she's talking about. And she was in an interview, and yes, she got one thing wrong, and crypto Twitter melted. Okay? She was basically saying that Vitalik was keeping all of the gas fees on Ethereum because she didn't know about the burn mechanism and the proof of stake. She didn't really know how that worked. But that was in a 40-minute interview. She made one mistake. Okay? You can forgive people for making mistakes. If you can't forgive people for making mistakes, then you know, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Everybody listening, including myself, has made mistakes. You can forgive her. She's a pop star from Australia. She's made one mistake. She had a token. I'm going to show you the chart in a minute again. I'm not defending her in terms of the price action. I'm defending her in terms of the fact that she's actually done her research. She's handed over control of her token to DWF, which I think Reza mentioned to me in chat a few weeks ago. Iggy Azalea's mother surges 47%. She's an Aussie like you. She is an Aussie like you. I hope you don't look like her though, Peter, because I think she's had a lot of work done. She looks a bit plasticky nowadays. So it surged 47% within the hour after the announcement. DWF Labs is excited to announce its strategic partnership with Australian rap star Iggy Azalea. And by the way, just for the record, nothing is sponsored. I am not telling you this because I'm sponsored by them. I'm telling you about it because when you see the chart, you will realise why I tell people to stay away from them all the time. The announcement made on the X platform expresses DWF Labs' commitment to creating leading projects in the Web3 ecosystem. Pleased to announce our latest strategic partnership. We've read all of that. The new partnership will use Iggy Azalea's influence and creative, she's a singer, to help progress these pioneering initiatives. It's about opening the route towards bringing entertainment and digital innovation closer. The usual corporate spiel. Upon the news, even the meme coin Mother formed by Iggy Azalea jumped 47%. We said that. Now, I don't think there's anything else to talk about on this. There she is. That's Iggy Azalea. And now, I mean, she must be poor. She can't afford a top that hasn't got holes in it. So maybe we should take pity on her. Not only does she have a problem with holes in her clothes, which could be a moth problem, let's not forget. Maybe her clothes were sent to a hotel room that had moths in and it ate them. Unfortunately, the poor young girl doesn't seem to be able to afford a bra either. So maybe we need to do a whip around to actually help her out. Now then, they're optimistic as they would be. Okay, should we go and have a look at the price action? Because this is where I think you need to realise. Exactly, they are indeed. I don't know whether I can say that word on the stream. Let's move and look at the chart. So, this beautiful chart in front of you is Mother. So when you hear in the article, oh, the coin's gone up 47%, that's incredible. How well that coin must be doing. Well, in true fashion, what do we have with meme coin pump and dumps? We have the blow off top, we have the retracement, we have the mini blow off top, we have the retracement in this hand, so we've got one of them, and then we come down here. Now, had you bought this coin at 10, 15 or 20 cents, you'd be down 66 to 90% on this coin. So when it tells you it's pumped 45%, it's going to need to pump 700% to get back to where it was. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to do that, by all means, but let me just show you a pump and dump chart. Because you are going to see a very similar pattern to what I have just shown you. So, can we zoom in? There we go. Okay. So, can anybody in the audience tell me if they recognize what we are looking at? It's identical. Pump goes up, and then dump comes down. Now, that is traditional pump and dump. That is not necessarily caused by Iggy Azalea. Let's make this very clear. This can be caused by speculators just buying the coin. It can be caused by influencers buying the coin. Now, the other way you can look at this, and again, please don't think I'm defending Iggy Azalea. Please don't think I'm shilling this coin. I am not. I am showing you that this is a typical, so far, pump and dump. Now, I'm going to go and show you the odd example. And it is an odd example of a coin that comes out of this type of pump. Okay, so let's get that chart on the screen. Okay, so this is Bonk. I don't think I can draw on this screen, can I? I don't think so. Will I be able to click that? And will that take me somewhere to actually be able to do a drawing? Do we think? Possibly not. It doesn't matter anyway. Let's get rid of that. So, what do we see here? If you zoom out on here, and we make this a lot smaller, and we drag this down here, the odd exception is that this coin, I should have spent more time learning how to draw in school, could do something like this. Okay, that is a distinct possibility, and that is what Bonk did. Okay, now the issue is you can't go and buy every meme coin expecting it to do a bonk. Bonk has done a donk. Bonk has done the bonk. Shib did the shib. Dog with hat again. I think dog with hat is coming back into its pattern. Let's have a look. And again, this is like, it's like playing the lottery. It's like the lottery game. So this again is coming down. It's had its kind of pump and dump, and it's got its lower high. It probably dump even further. Maybe it goes to $1, but then there's nothing saying it's not going to go straight back up to $6, $7, $8. So mother is, there is a 99% chance it's going to do this. Okay, there is a 1% chance it is going to do this. Okay, now I'm going to be wrong, and it's going to do its 1%. I could show you another 50 of these meme coins and I would be right. I am not going to be right on this because I can't see the future. What I can be right on is telling you the patterns that pump and dump schemes go through. And again, it's all well and good saying, oh, well, she didn't do it. She's a good girl. You know, she's trying to do the best for the business. They're all trying to do the best for the business. But if somebody out there owns 40% of the Iggy mother supply, and again, let me show you this. Is it called Bubble Maps? Here we go. Let me show you this. This is a way to see how centralized the coin is. Now, I haven't got the knack of using this because whenever I type a coin in, it doesn't seem to work properly. But we're going to give it another go. So we go to Mother. I think it's this one. Mother Iggy on Solana. Okay. So this is the distribution through wallets of the Iggy coin, or the mother coin, should I say. This is fine. The most wallets have 2%, 1.6, 1.5, whatever. Raydium is a liquidity pool that's got 3% of the supply. Again, that's fine. You have one with 5%, that's more than likely going to be the Treasury. And then you have another coin with 3.3%. So nobody, not one single wallet, can dump this coin. But what you have to look out for, you see how these wallets are all interconnected. This could be, and I'm not going into it, but this could be the same person. So all of that supply could be split amongst 12 different wallets. You'd have to go and do the research, work out what that adds up to. If it's 20% of the supply and they dump, it will bring the price down. But that is how bubble maps work for meme coins. It's useful to use, bubblemaps.io, it's useful to use to go and see. Now, we're going to give you another example because we've got this one. Why did it just go off like that? Ponky was on the screen for a split second and now it's disappeared again. There we go. I don't think this isn't the right coin. Never mind. It doesn't work properly because it doesn't sort these things by market cap. That's the problem. So if I type in that, it just brings up Pepe. I don't know. Anyway, that's the way that Bubble Maps works. It's very simple, very easy to use. Now, the other thing that you wanted was the what are they called? What are those bubbles called? Let me check chat for 1 split seconds. And then we are gonna probably go in a minute. What time is it? 11:59. Absolutely perfect. Where is the question? Oh, I can't find it now. Oh, the crypto bubbles. I don't normally include these on the show, and the reason I don't is that a certain other channel starts their stream with this, and I don't really want to be copying other people, so I don't include this. The weekly chart is looking good. Lots of coins in gains for the week. If we go to year, it changes just a little bit. is up 3,700, Bonk 6,400, Floki, FET. There's lots of coins in the gains. But then you go to the day, you start to see things sliding back. You go to the hour, things are still sliding back. So, you know, weekly we're green, yearly we're green, monthly and daily we are red. That is pretty much it. Now then, the bubble of all coins. There you go, we got the bubble of all coins. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I might do, I might not. So I will know tomorrow. I will know tomorrow morning whether I'm going to stream or not. I'll put it into chat so you all know. If we don't see you tomorrow, make sure to watch England, the Poms or the Pommies. Make sure to watch them play Spain in the final on Sunday, I think it is. I'm going to go 2-1 England. That's my prediction. Now, in chat today, I have asked you all to vote. Are we going to beat Spain on Sunday? 40% of you have said yes, and 60% of you have said no. Well, 60% of you are clearly going to be wrong, because we're going to turn the sloppies over. And don't think sloppies is a derogatory term. It comes from their army. They used to be sloppily dressed. So they used to get called sloppies because they are sloppily dressed. Not to do with food or anything like that. It's not an insult. It's because their army didn't dress to the correct standard of attire. So it's the Poms versus the sloppies on Sunday. Make sure to tune in and watch that. I might be back tomorrow. I have made a video about Cloud as well. If you are holding Jupiter, if it is staked with Jupe, go and watch my video about Sanctum and the Cloud airdrop. It is happening next week. I am not going to tell you when because it's in my video and I need you to watch my videos. So it's in my video, all the dates and times are in the video explaining A, when you'll find out how much you're getting, B, when you'll be able to claim, and C, what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to sell it or I'm going to hold it. All of that is in the video. It is 8.5 minutes long. You have no reason not to spend 8 minutes watching that video. So go and watch that video. It's the last one I've done. And until tomorrow, yeah, 2-2 and penalties. I'd take that, Peter, because I think we'd win on penalties. Right, I'll see you all maybe tomorrow morning. If not, I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody. See you soon, Chris, Peter, Kishan, everybody else is in chat, Tariq. Don't worry about being late, Tariq. It's never a problem. We're always here. Take care.